wake up. Barbados, get up.
Good morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning, morning, Barbados, good morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Morning to you.
Indeed, good morning to you today and welcome to Thursday, the 8th of May 2025.
Wake up,
I'm Pearson
wake
Going.
up,
It
wake up,
is
wake
so
up.
good having you company. The music is just electric indeed, and we had to play just a little bit more for you. But good having you company. Thank you for staying with us, and apologies for a slightly delayed start to today's show, Morning Barbados. So if you're online on YouTube, Facebook, or on streams on our website, cbc.bb, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us there as well. Remember to share the show, spread the love, tell someone else about us, bring them along to engage with what we do every single day. And to you, I say thanks. Thanks already. Talk to us as well as you do so. Remember, if you have an idea, or if you know of something or someone which you'd like to share with us, just send us an email. Our email address is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And a big thank you to all of you who have already done so and continue to do so by sharing ideas or thoughts, interesting people to whom we can engage and talk every single morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, it's Thursday. That means it's Q Day today. And I know you always ask the question, where are we going today? We are going today to Le Chalet. That's in Frere Pilgrim. Keep listening to Q100.7 FM. They'll give you details as to how to get there and when to get there and all of those kinds of things. So Q the community today, Le Chalet Gardens at Frere Pilgrim in Christchurch. But let's get to the riddle because time is going to get away from us if we don't. Today's riddle is long, but it's easy, easy, easy. I can be long or I can be short. I can be black, white, brown, or purple. You can find me all over the world and I am often the main feature. What am I? 228-5562 or 228-5563. I can be long or short. I can be black, white, brown, or purple. You can find me the world over. And I'm often the main feature. What am I? 228-5562 or 228-5563. That's your task to unravel that riddle for me today, and I hope you can do so really, really soon. And when you do, interrupt me and give me that call, 228-5562 or 228-5563. Now, this morning, we want to get right into it because there is a man from Africa. He heads as the deputy head of the newsroom there of the Front Page Africa. It's a publication out of Liberia. And we want to talk to him now because the president of Barbados, Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, is on an official visit there to Liberia today. And so let me introduce you first of all to Gerald Konyene. Gerald, good morning to you.
Good morning. I'm happy to be with you this morning.
Big thank you today indeed for joining us from Barbados. Welcome. First of all, what do you know about Barbados?
I know that it is maybe if not the prosperous countries in the Caribbean, and Barbados and Liberia share a rich cultural and historical tie because good number of our citizens came from Barbados in the 1800s. So, and even Front Page Africa, the owner of Front Page Africa, where I work, are descendants of Barbados.
Mm-hmm. So you know quite a lot indeed. I took the time to browse your publication. I noticed you have been following the news in Barbados in particular, and I'm excited about that because you're preparing now in Liberia to receive our president, Dame Sandra Mason. Talk to me a little bit about how Liberians are preparing to receive her.
Everyone here is in high gear and they're happy to receive Her Excellency Madam Mason, this Monrovia, all lined up with the flags of Barbados and Liberia. And the government officials in Liberia, headed by the President Joseph N. Boakai, they have been talking about this historic visit of the president of Barbados to Liberia. So the population, they are all happy to receive President Macy and her delegation.
So all over, we should see the flags of Barbados at significant points, and the people are preparing to receive her. The Crozierville, which is a settlement almost of primarily Barbadians and Liberian Barbadians, what do you know of that settlement?
Yes, so Cruiserville, as you say, is a settlement of descendants from Barbados, where they arrived upon the invitation of Liberia's third president, Daniel Bashir. That place was set aside. They were about 346, and as a huge land, Cruiserville, it was a portion to them, and each family received a portion of that land. So it's a settlement of the people from Barbados. And since then, they have settled them. Before the war, they developed it, and they have been contributing immensely to the development and growth area.
Our president is visiting on behalf of Barbados to open up good discussions on a whole host of things. Do you have any idea as to what those discussions possibly will be about, and when we can expect to hear more about that?
Yes, we've been following the news, attending press conferences about this visit, and we understand that the president and our president, President Boakai, will have several bilateral discussions. There will be signing agreements to foster cooperation between the two countries in several areas, including tourism, human resource training, and cultural exchanges. We have to remember that Liberians have great love for Barbados because, as I said, a huge portion of the population, their descendants are from Barbados. So it is befitting celebrating over 100 years anniversary since they arrived to Liberia. It is befitting that the government and Barbados, they strengthen their bilateral cooperation. And this visit is coming right after your ambassador to Liberia presented her letter of credence to President Boakai. And during that event, it was announced that the president will come, and it is part of fostering the bilateral relations. As I said, in areas such as tourism, cultural exchanges, and education.
What do you know, about Barbados, Gerald?
Yes, thank you for this question. I've been reading about Barbados, as I said, one of the best countries in the Caribbean there, and I understand that the president, the leaders are all female.
Yes.
They inspire several women across the world, even here in Liberia, the young girls, the women, they are so inspired that the top leaders are all female. The Prime Minister mostly is a female. Then the President Macy is a female. Your ambassador to Liberia is also a female. So you promote women empowerment, women in politics, and it's tourism destination. If you go into the Caribbean, you just have to go to Barbados. It's a beautiful country, and recently I followed the event where descendants of Barbados went back to the country, and that on that delegation, our former president was there, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And when she came back, we spoke to them, and they said a lot about Barbados, how beautiful is the country, and how the people, Bajans and Liberians, are similar people. And I also know that it is the home of the pop star Rihanna, who is so popular in Liberia.
I knew you would have gone there to talk about Rihanna. She is for us also a national hero, the right excellent Robin Rihanna Fenty. And you say to me that she's quite popular in Liberia among the young people. Do you get the sense when you sit in your front page in the publication that the young people of Liberia are really paying attention to who Barbados is or what Barbados is and what possibilities there are for them to come to Barbados and explore, from education right the way through to entertainment?
Yes, they are. Uh, uh, they are, as I said, they are inspired. They have been following since the days of Barbados have decided to initiate move to strengthen relations, to develop Crusoe and to make that journey back. I think some part of last year, the interest has grown a lot. People that got to know about Barbados, they are following and they look forward to opportunities to learn, to go there and learn and know about the people, the young people, especially the young people. So most of them are growing interest in your country.
Now, help us who do not know much about your country of Liberia understand who you are, what Liberia is. So paint for us the picture of the beauty of Liberia.
Liberia is the first independent country in the whole of Africa. After independence, it took so many years before other countries gained their independence, and it fought for the independence of African states. It fought against neo-colonialism. Now, currently, Liberia is enjoying peace because after it has gone through some years of turbulence, it is enjoying peace. It elected the first female head of state from Africa, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. And we also have talents. We have one of the only best footballer, FIFA best footballer to hail from Africa. We have is George Weah. He is the only African to be crowned FIFA best footballer of the year, and he also served as president of Liberia as well. So Liberia have so many beautiful beaches, vast rainforest, beautiful tourism sites, and then it also hosts the first university in West Africa, the full degree granted university in West Africa, University of Liberia.
So it is a place to visit, a significant place to visit, and also not just to recreate, but to be educated as well, for education. And so for you, while for us is tourism one of our biggest marketing planks. Sorry, you're back with us. You're breaking up just a little bit there, so I had to interject just a moment. But while for us in Barbados, tourism is one of our major planks upon which we exist, what is it for Liberia?
So for Liberia, not tourism, because that's why we want to strengthen this relationship with you so that we can learn a lot from you. But what we have here, we have a vast rainforest, and it helps in mitigation of climate change. You know, the world is facing this problem of global warming. So our forest, one of the largest in West Africa, is a sink of carbon. So if you come to Liberia, it is known for a beautiful natural landscape, as I said, a vast rainforest, and we also have beautiful lakes and mountains. So Liberia is a natural world.
And that is an absolutely beautiful world indeed. It's a natural space. We're going to take a break right here. We'll come right back because I want to hear more about, as the president and her contingent arrives, how you guys are preparing to cover her visit and those discussions that will flow therefrom. Thank you. We'll be right back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8.
Good morning to you.
4 minutes after 6 o'clock now as we continue connecting in Liberia with Gerald Koinyene. He is the deputy head of the newsroom there of the publication Front Page Africa, which is an award-winning publication, daily publication in Liberia. As you do know, as we said at the top, the president of Barbados, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, Her Excellency, is in Liberia, the contingent. They're having meetings with the president there and other officials as they begin to cement closer ties between ourselves and Liberia. And so, Gerald, let's talk a little bit about the itinerary and how your team is preparing to cover.
Yes, so we understand that President Mason will be arriving today, this evening. So we also have a team that is on the standby now to go to the airport, the Barbados International Airport. There's about 30 minutes drive from Monrovia to do the coverage. And then from there, she will be taken to a hotel. Then tomorrow now will be the very busy day because we understand that she will be visiting the historic Providence Island. And Providence Island is a historical site in Liberia where the descendants, the free slaves from the United States of America arrived. Because as you know, Liberia is a country of African descendants who were once slaves in America, in Britain, in the Caribbean, like Barbados. So the first place that the first group of settlers arrived from the United States is Providence Island. So President Macy and President Boakai, and then we will be there to do the coverage. And I understand right after there, she will
All right, we hope that settles.
Presented
Yes.
by the mayor of Monrovia. She will be presented the key to the city of Monrovia. And then on May 10, I think Saturday, President Macy and the delegation will travel to Crusoeville. Crusoeville is the outskirts of Monrovia. They will travel to Crusoeville where they will have a series of activities there. One, they will be honoring 3 presidents of Liberia of Bajan. There are monuments where that will be erected, and then there will be programs. And from there, several agreements, bilateral agreements will be signed to boost the economy of both countries in the fisheries sectors as well as in the tourism sector.
What excites you most about this visit to Liberia by the delegation from Barbados?
It just tells you that Liberia now is a part of the Committee of Nations, and Liberia is open to our brothers and sisters from that part of the world. This will be the first time, if I'm right, for a president from Barbados to come to Liberia. So it tells you that this is just about strengthening ties, and we look forward to exchanging a lot of things, including education and cultural exchange. So it is so exciting because it tells you that we are now more closer to you. We will learn more from you, and we will benefit more from you as well as you do to us. So that's why it's so exciting. And seeing the 2 presidents to Crusoeville all talking about the development of that part of Liberia that have contributed immensely to the development of this country is so exciting.
Having access to the president of Barbados, I'm sure you're probably plotting in your head questions that you'd like to ask of her so that you can have story content to tell. So what would be that perhaps 1 or 2 questions that you would love to ask of President Sandra Mason?
Yeah, so one of my questions would be, what does it feel, Madam President, that you are making the same journey that several your compatriots did over 100 years ago, coming to Liberia? How does it feel you making that journey and you are here today in Crusoeville? I would like to hear from her personally. What does it mean for her, and what does it mean for the relationship, the relations between Liberia and Barbados? So that would be one of my questions, and then we'll be asking what should we expect from this visit in terms of our boosting these opportunities for both countries in education, in women's empowerment. What message you have for the women? Now, you are an inspirational for the women of Liberia that made up huge portion of our population. What message you have for them? So these are the questions that I will read ask for her.
And those are
I will ask
excellent
her.
questions. Excellent questions indeed. I'd love to hear the answers, quite frankly, to get a sense of myself of what's in her mind as she thinks on those questions. But she comes as a jurist. She's very well versed in law. She's very well versed in a whole host of things as well, with a passion for entertainment as well. So I hope while she's there, that you'd give her the full experience that would make her truly Barbadian Liberian as well. And so we're getting ready for her arrival in a few moments. It's what time is it there for you now? Just after 10 in the morning?
Yes, 10:27 in the morning.
And she's expected to arrive around what time your time?
Yes, I have not really get the actual time, but I spoke to the Ambassador Witherspoon and some officials that were informed of this trip, and they said she will be arriving this evening. Maybe for security reasons, they have not been very exact,
Right.
but we understand that it will be this evening.
This evening indeed. And so Liberians will be allowed to line the streets because the flags are hoisted, and so everyone knows the flag of Barbados now, what it represents. And then eventually she'll have an opportunity to be able to take it into Crusoeville, where the Barbadian settlement is. Is there accommodation for the settlers of that area to come into Monrovia to meet her at the airport? Is there any plan to have that happen?
Yes, I understand that there will be this big ceremony, cultural fanfare, and the settlement from Crusoeville. Of course, they are part of this entire visit, so they will be at the airport as well with government officials to give us this warm welcome. You know, Liberia is a cultural country, so there will be a lot of cultural performances are displayed there to give her that warm welcome to show to her that indeed she has come home. She's home.
Well done. You know, Gerald, we'd love to talk to you again on this, to have a follow-up as to how the process is unfolding there. So thank you nonetheless for joining us this morning to give us an insight into how Liberia is preparing to receive our President, Dame Sandra Mason, to your space of the world. And so hopefully we'll be able to get a follow-up on this following her visit, so we get a sense of the totality of the impact of that particular visit indeed. But thank you for joining us this morning.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you too for having me.
You're very welcome indeed. Gerald Konyene, who is the deputy head of the newsroom there at the publication Front Page Africa, connecting with us to give us the news on the ground of how Liberia is preparing to receive our president, the Most Honorable Dame Sandra Mason, to that nation. We're taking a break. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together. There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb, and together we will travel the world.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So we're 26 minutes now to go to 7 o'clock on a Thursday morning. You know we showcase exceptional young people, and we have some exceptional young men sitting on the set with us. They've brought along their coach as well. And this is the Barbados Wrestling Association's winning members of that team indeed, who are just back from Uruguay, preparing now to go off to Paraguay, just ahead of those games coming up. And so joining me this morning is the youth wrestling coach, Jaima Payne. Good morning, Jaima. Good to see you again. Good to see you again. And you've brought along some winners with you, some medalists as well. Next to her is Matthew Arundel. He is a gold medalist. And good morning, Matthew.
Good morning.
Adrian Maynard and Cody Marshall are silver medalists indeed. So welcome again, gentlemen, too. Jaime, let's talk a little bit about the Barbados Wrestling Association for those who may not be aware of the fact that you exist and why you exist. Talk to us. What is it?
Good morning to you, and good morning to all the audience. The Barbados Wrestling Association have been in Barbados for 8 years now. For the last 4 years, we did extremely well. We Pan American medalists. We hosted a Barbados Open every year as well. Mostly Barbadians is who win the competition. we have different clubs in Barbados. Right now, it's a good news that we are part of the National Sport Council program. So there is wrestling at 11 schools between primary school and secondary schools. And my club, especially and the National Sport Council program, is located at the St. Leonard's Boys School Hall, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 5:30 to 7. So anybody is welcome. Also, our website is online, is active, so anybody can go and check out the website also.
What are the benefits to wrestling?
Well, wrestling is now a popular sport in Barbados, but now it's getting popular, especially beach wrestling. What is the vision and the goal from the association is to develop more wrestling all around Barbados and break barriers. Like we have a program it's called Beat the Blow with Wrestling, so to call engage as many young people we can have like results of this. Many of that they actually then benefits from that program as well, and the National Sport Council wrestling program.
And it's a discipline. It's not just, you know, I will lick you down and you get back up and go again. There is a discipline that's taught.
Sport in general is discipline, responsibility, teamwork. So when people hear wrestling is just thinking about fighting, you know, take down people, hurt people. That's not what it really is. This is a Olympic sports, and all the sports have rules and regulations that you must follow. You have to be a good wrestler, you have to have discipline, good teamwork. So through wrestling, especially me as a coach, I develop my values. For me, values is very important because outside, it's not only about wrestling. Outside wrestling, you can be a better person, a better individual, and very useful for the society.
And that's the benefit we get from it that can be derived. So Matthew, you went into wrestling. How long have you been in wrestling now?
I've been wrestling for a year and some months.
Just a year and some months?
Yeah.
Why did you choose to do so, to get involved?
Well, it was a very interesting sport, as Coach said, is very disciplined, and that's something I follow on the disciplined person. So.
But you're a winner. You are a gold medalist.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about where you were able to earn this gold medal, and what you had to do to earn the gold medal.
Well, it wasn't easy work, you know, from the beginning. A lot of hard work, a lot of hard dedication, a lot of sweat, a lot of blood. You know, it all starts.
Literal blood.
Yeah.
Or is it literal blood?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes you can get a little bit injured.
Yeah. Yes. So it all comes with the mind. It's always the mind first, then the body. So once you pursue with your mind, your body will follow.
So and this gold medal you achieved in Uruguay.
Paraguay.
In Paraguay. In Paraguay.
Yeah.
And how recently was this?
A week ago. Yeah.
Just a week ago?
Yeah.
So here it was, you were up against who? From what nation?
It was a fellow named Matthias from Brazil, and another fellow named Lee from Panama.
And when you saw them, what went through your mind?
Well, just another obstacle in my way to
to overcome.
To overcome, yeah.
So actually, I would like to add something, because the guy that he went for the gold medal, it was the guy that eliminated he in the qualification for Pan Ams. So I told he, because what happened in Mexico, it can't happen here. So you have to be positive, and we have to go for this. And when he won, he don't believe that he be the same body that eliminated he in Mexico.
So it just it goes to show anything is possible. But the fight happens on the day.
Yes.
It happens on the day. And so you're in a particular age, not just age category, but weight category. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
And what is your weight category?
97 kilograms.
Okay, enough pounds. And so you're preparing now for a further competition?
The next competition will be U20s. Yeah.
When?
In Peru. In Peru in July.
In Peru in July. I just want to be able to roll it like you, indeed. And so we're looking forward to more from you, okay?
Sure.
In a couple of months. And so, Adrian,
yes.
You now, what is your weight category?
My weight class is 77 Greco-Roman wrestling.
Which wrestling?
77 Greco-Roman wrestling.
What's different about what you do from what He does.
Well, we do the same style of wrestling. Cody does freestyle. So Greco, the rules are different in the ways that you cannot grab below the waist. All techniques are done above the waist, so a lot of throws, a lot of locks. Whereas freestyle, you can grab the legs and more, as it said in the name, freestyle, you got your own technique.
You do your own thing?
Yeah.
I know Cody can't wait to talk to me about that as well. But in Greco wrestling, you have to focus above the waist.
Yes.
And anything above the waist is open canvas. You can do anything to your opponent as you go. How long have you been in wrestling too?
Wrestling about 4 years. On the international scale, however, a little less, like about 3 years.
Wow. What propelled you to get involved in wrestling?
Honestly, it actually started with beach wrestling.
Yeah.
It was just something I was pushed into. I saw it and I was just say, let's have a try. And I just excelled after I taught the Yama. I just excelled at it gradually and eventually turned into mat wrestling.
I mean, as little boys, we wrestle. That is the sport that we do, you know. You see another fellow, say, come let me wrestle, boys. And you do it because you watch TV and you thought, I want to do that too. Let me show I can do a high fall. Is that the term? You know what I mean? Knock off the deck and you just toss them. What do you call that?
A takedown.
A takedown. You know, people laugh at me. That's the truth. That's what we did as children. I could do that too. And you felt that way as well, but you took it to the beach. And then you took it to the mat as well. And so far, so good. What's your passion? What's your dream in wrestling?
My dream, honestly, is to actually win a world championship, because to me the world championships are very competitive, especially when you meet, besides the Pan Am scale and the Asian scale, there's the European techniques that are just phenomenal, and after that will probably be the Olympics to be a gold medalist for Barbados.
What are you doing to make that happen?
Right now, since I am under 20, I'm looking to go to Cuba for less than experienced or competitive training session where that we have more people in my weight class that I can compete against. So right now he's just looking forward to competing in the Cuba circuit and excelling in the Pan Am region.
Jaima, is that possible for him to be able to do so in the Cuban circuit?
Sure. Actually, our wrestling school is a Cuban school because I am Cuban born. So all the skills and all the plans we're using is Cuban style. In the region and the world, Cuba is one of the most stronger country in wrestling, especially in Greco-Roman. So we use then as strategy and plans to go forward as well. And it's very, very good with Bajans.
Oh, that's fantastic. So Cody, you chose a different style. These boys are doing Greco. You're doing freestyle. Why that style?
In the freestyle, you got more opportunities, more takedowns they could do. Yeah, things they could use your legs and. Yeah.
You like the takedown? Yeah. What is it? Why do you like the takedown so much? I do too.
I don't know, it's just something that I like.
Just humbling your opponent.
Yeah,
I brought you down. You know, that's what it means to you indeed. How long have you been doing this style now?
I was wrestling since 2019.
That's 6 years or so. You've been wrestling now, and what got you involved in the first place?
I just said as a little boy, I would be wrestling from the beach with your friends and things. But my brother was doing wrestling, the actual sport, and my mother went overseas, and she was overseas for a good little while. So one day I just went training with her, and I just loved the sport.
From there on, it was business. You're taking this seriously. To have won your silver, what does it mean to you?
It makes me proud of myself, knowing the hard work pays off. Training every day, coming up to the competition, it really
yeah. So gold is the next target.
Yes, please.
And what in terms of getting ready now for beyond where you are at the moment, because you know Adrian is saying he wants to become an Olympian. What about you?
I got the same goal.
And the same passion.
I got
the same passion. Do you get chance, Jaima, to be able to talk to them in that kind of, in terms of projecting one and then putting plans in place to achieve?
Well, to be honest with you, I am the coach, but I am everything. I am the psychologist and the therapist and the doctor and everything. Yes, yes, I speak with them a lot and always put them good ideas and always be positive. Even sometimes we cannot achieve what we want to achieve, but I always advise them that life continue. Like we have a very bad experience in Mexico because we went to for the qualify and we get only 2 of them qualified, and then the rest, they was very sad because they not got through the way. So I said, no, we have to go forward. That's sports. Everybody do not, the big champions, they do not start to win and they start to struggle, and after a while, that struggle, they will learn from that, and then they will go beyond and get results. So you have to do this until you cannot give up. You lose a war, you lose a fight, but you do not lose the war. So after that, after Mexico, they was very disappointed because some of them do not qualify. And then we had the opportunity to go to Paraguay to this Bay Cup, international cup that we had 9 countries. And I was so impressed with the performance because from 9 countries, Barbados, the little island of Barbados, we finished 3rd. So that's when we win the Bay Cup for 3rd place. So it was amazing. Like we get 2 golds, we get 2 silver, 1 bronze. So even myself, I was so proud to them perform. So I showed them that sports is not done because you lose a fight or you lose, and exactly you have to keep going and keep trying. And I showed them one more time that yes, anything is possible.
Are there women in this sport?
Yes, we have females as well, but in this category, on the 20s, on the 23, there is no female as well.
Why not?
Because they're still in development. So National Sport Council have the program at school, so we have more on the 17s than on the 15s. Actually, we have a good group on this. They are on the 15s now, but they are going to be on the 17th next year. That is the group that will go for qualify for the Youth Olympics in Senegal.
So
in Dakar.
they're coming through. They're coming through. Just be patient,
they
Barbados.
They will leave them, yes.
They'll come through. Have you guys ever wrestled the girls? Matthew?
Well,
yes.
Only for training purposes.
In other words, you don't want to hurt them, right?
But girls are tough, they same as boys.
Yes, that's good. You have to battle with them as well so that they too can get better. You know, iron sharpens iron, steel sharpens steel. So nonetheless, gentlemen, well done. Congratulations to each of you on your attainment of your medals. I look forward to your success for the future, to continue to tell your story right here on Morning Barbados as well. So keep making Barbados proud, all right? You're exceptional young men. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. We'll take a break. We'll swap them out. Jaima will stay with me, and we have even more of the Barbados wrestlers to share with you in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's moved on to 9 minutes to 7 o'clock now as we continue to showcase more exceptional young people coming from the Barbados Wrestling Association. Still with me is their coach, the wrestling coach is Jaima Payne, and she's brought along now more winners. Indeed, these guys are excellent. Aiden Williams, good morning, Aiden.
Good morning.
Good to have you, sir.
Good to see you too.
All right, and Jaden Ali. Jaden, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
Boy, oh boy. And Jaima, you were telling me that these two young men are the ones who qualified. So tell me more about that.
Yes, we went to Mexico before we went to Paraguay for the junior qualified that is going to held in Paraguay August the 9th to the 23rd. From the 5, we qualified 2. So Aiden William, he's 130 kgs Greco-Roman, and Jadon Allen's 125 freestyle.
Greco and freestyle. And so let's talk about you first, Aiden. Here it is now. You've qualified for the next big tournament. How did you qualify? What was it? Who did you beat, throw down, to qualify? What did you do?
Well, I wanted to try my best. It's some very huge people in 130 kgs, especially the USA man I went against for my first match.
And he was huge.
He was
so
very
what was it? So then you were like the little Goliath.
He's the smallest.
You were the smallest?
Yes.
So I'm sure he looked at you, he thought, piece of cake. I'll just bring him down in 2-2s. But what was your strategy to get him down? To flatten Goliath?
At first, it was just, when I saw him, it was like, just go there, survive, wrestle my hardest, and survive the match. So.
And as you were wrestling him, and this, look at the screen for a second. Is that the gentleman who you brought down?
Oh, that's in Paraguay.
Pardon me?
That's the gold medal.
That's the receipt of the gold medal.
Yes.
All right. But when you saw this giant ahead of you of a man,
that's Brazil. And
you saw him, and you thought, I have to bring him down.
Yes.
What was your strategy to get him down?
My all-time strategy is always on the hook, so just try to go double hook on the hook and move from there.
And that's like, I don't know. Is that like a boxing move?
No, please.
Okay, because with Greco, you work from the waist up.
Yes.
And so, grip his arms, grip his torso. What was it?
Grip, like
a hug
under the shoulder and lock.
Like this.
Right, so, okay, they'll demonstrate it for me
like
so I get
this.
it. Oh, okay,
and then yes.
I'm sure at home you guys heard all of that, right?
I'm
sure at home you guys heard all of that. Do it to Pearson. I would beat you back. I tell you, the fight will not end today.
I'm pretty sure it will.
Pardon me?
I'm pretty sure it will.
You're pretty sure it will?
Yeah, sure it will.
You know, you're tempting me, you know. You're really tempting me here. You don't know my skill. Right?
I don't know your skill, but you know mine.
So be afraid, right? Well done, Ada. You've got it's a gold medal?
Gold.
Well done. But Jaden, what about you now? How did you qualify? What was it you had to do as a freestyler?
In Mexico, the person in my bracket that I had to go against first was from Paraguay. So I had to win that match because since it's been held in Paraguay, he automatically qualified.
Right.
So I had to win to keep going. And I know that he had an injury tape on his leg. So I was like, all right, going for his legs is gonna work. So and I did, and I kept going with that, and it did work, and I ended up winning.
So he, as crazy as he was, displayed for you his weakness.
Right.
By his injury tape.
Yeah.
And so you attack the legs. Right. And these are things that are taught to you, how to strategize in that kind of way on the spot?
Yeah.
Or you have to work this out yourself?
It seemed pretty obvious for me at the time, but that is like one of the strategies that I learned.
How did you know you had qualified?
Well, the way they had it set up was the qualifying matches were first, and then it will go on and see your placement matches, and whoever the top three, and then you would get a medal. So
once you've done your qualifier match, you won,
Right.
you knew that already you're going through.
Right.
Then it's the work for placement thereafter. And the same thing for you too, Mr. Big Bad Aided?
Yes, sir.
I would like to say something about Jadon. Jadon, I have only 4 months in the sports.
Really?
Yes.
Whoa.
He's the youngest in the group. So I was very impressed when he won that match. I was like, but from day one, that I do realize in the technical meeting that we had a draw, that I know he has to go against Paraguay. I was like, this is the most important match for you because the games is going to hell in Paraguay. So if we eliminate him, we automatically end. So I speak to him because it's his first time, only 4 months in the sport. So mentally, I support him very strongly, and always with he, always with he, because he was still kind of lost because he never been in that big stage with hundreds of people watching. So I have to work a lot with him in terms of psychologist, and then I always tell him what to do, and he really followed the instructions, and he get it.
Well done. Your coach is talking about you. How does it feel to hear your coach talk about you in this way?
It feels great,
And blocking, how were you able to block out all of those thousands of people watching so that you can focus on that tape on that leg and to take him down?
I don't know. I just when I get really into something, I block out everything around me and I just focus on that.
Nice. And it brought you success. Well done. Well done. Are you prepared for the next? What are you doing now to get yourself ready to medal yet again?
Well, we just got back, so I started back training, back in the gym with my strength work, just trying to get better.
What about you, Aiden? What are you doing now to get ready for the next stage of competition? Because you've qualified, my brother.
We train my hardest. People say go eat what?
I was coming to that. So why don't you eat?
Everything.
Just don't like putting on weight. Just don't eat enough.
You just
I will eat, but
you're picky
don't eat
eater.
enough.
But you gotta eat.
And then Sundays, I would drink Cersei Bush and Epsom salts.
Oh, what?
Cleanse up myself.
Then you got, I know heard you. Cersei Bush and Epsom salts?
Yeah.
He loves Bush.
What does that taste like?
Tastes
like
nasty, but just gotta drink it.
To keep us strong.
That is stunning, but it keeps your insides clean.
Yes,
And that's what helps you with your healthiness. Wow. Jaima,
yes.
These young men are so fun, they are so focused and passionate about the sport. And, it just means that all is going to be well. I know you're not concerned.
I think the most important is because when people see me as a female, coaching males is like, how she can get it done, yes. But I think that no matter the gender, to be a high perform coach, it can be a female, it can be a male, once you know what you're doing. It does not matter, but I would like to say also thank you to our sponsors, our first sponsors, Barbados Olympic Association, the National Sport Council, the Barbados Wrestling Association, to always behind the wrestlers, supporting them to achieve all of this that they achieved so far. For them to qualify, and the ones that are supposed to go to you on the 20 Pana Games. Our next stop is to go to Cuba to training, because Cuba in the Pan American area is the most stronger country in wrestling. So our plan is to go there. So I hope we get support from sponsors, National Sport Council, BOA, to keep going, because we really need the preparation. Barbados is too small, so we don't really have much partners. We don't really have much options. So my strategy always is, when I see one wrestling going forward, I always bring them out of Barbados to have more partners, more options, so they know what is outside Barbados. So when they're ready to go to the high stage, they know what it is.
Yeah. Jaima Payne, we know you too, and we thank you for working with these young men and the young women through the system to develop the sport of wrestling, indeed, from the Barbados Wrestling Association. And so, to all of you, Mornin Barbados salutes you as enterprising, exceptional young people. You too, Jaima, you know, who are doing wonderful work to make us all feel very, very proud to be Barbadian. Thank you all. Jaima, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aiden. And thank you as well, Jaden. I wish you so much more success in your further competitions, all right?
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Woo, exceptional young people, aren't they? Young men, as a matter of fact. We're taking a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund. Financing education the easy way.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look...
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Let's take a look at news now. With a declining population and fewer children sitting the Barbados Secondary Schools entrance examination, the Ministry of Educational Transformation is set to amalgamate a number of primary schools. And education officials as well are on their way to rolling out the transformation of the island's education system in short order. Rachel Agard has that story.
The Ministry of Educational Transformation is on a thrust to ensure no child is left behind. And with a declining population, Minister of Training and Tertiary Education Sandra Husbands, who is also acting as Minister of Educational Transformation, says a number of schools have been earmarked to be amalgamated.
We have a decline in our population overall, and we are beginning to see it turn up in the registration of births, and the number of children therefore will be reduced coming through the school system. And what that has led to is that we have a number of schools that are extremely small, and so we've been looking at amalgamating some of those schools and using them in an alternative way because our numbers are small. But it says to us that every child matters even more, because it means that the Barbados economy will have fewer people going forward to carry economic growth, to carry our families, to build our communities, to build our churches, and therefore it means that we cannot afford to have one child not make it as an individual.
The ministry is also changing the way teachers deliver instruction in the classroom and how they engage their students. Ms. Husband says over the last 3 years, teachers attending the Eardiston Teachers Training College have been tutored in project and play-based learning, with 32 additional teachers tutored in special needs and dealing with those with autism to create an integrated environment.
I don't know if we are having more or we are diagnosing them better. They may have been there all the time and being treated as not able to learn, rebellious, or we would have put different labels on them. Now that we are better informed, we now understand what are some of those needs that those children have. And one of the things that the ministry has reinstated is early assessment of children for their hearing, for their speech, and for their sight. Because we recognize that if we can very quickly diagnose when a child is having a problem, we can then develop a special personal development plan for that child.
While Minister Husbands notes there have been many calls for the abolition of the Barbados Secondary School's entrance examination, she says it will not happen overnight.
That process is coming to its finality. Don't forget, it's not just waking up one day and say stop and then start. You have to put all of the systems in place that support the outcome which you wish to have. So now we are just awaiting the decisions by the people who have the authority and the need to make that determination. And as soon as that is made, they will be coming to you and sharing, this is what we're looking at, this is when we're going to be doing it. But we are much closer to the end than we ever were.
All stakeholders are urged to visit the ministry's website and social media pages for further updates and information. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Democratic Labour Party candidate in the St. James North by-election, Felicia Dujon, says she is a woman of and for the people and has pinned her candidacy on service. She declared her intention at the Democratic Labour Party's first spot meeting since nomination day at Weston. Ms. Dujon says her campaign is built on the principles of morality.
My oath and my vow is my dedication to you. It's not going to go anywhere. So fellow constituents, when I walk with you, I walk with pride. When I stand with you, I stand with pride. And if anyone, no matter who they are, no matter how big they are, I will still stand against them on your behalf. My role and duty is to represent your voice. My role and duty is to be here, to stand up and champion on your voice. My role is to hear your cries. My whole role is really to intervene on your matters.
Democratic Labour Party's next meeting is this evening at the Whim. Opposition Senator and DLP President Andre Worrell says it's time for a full investigation and reassessment of the Hope Project. Speaking last night during that opening DLP meeting, he questioned the project, calling it a failed experiment of clean energy and home ownership. The Hope Project was established by government back in November 2020, aiming to provide affordable hurricane-resilient housing solutions to residents.
Hope Inc. is a failed experiment that has squandered millions, dashed the dreams of working Barbadians, and betrayed its own promise of clean energy and affordable home ownership.
Motorists and other road users who travel along Highway 2A will benefit from improved lighting in the near future. This has been disclosed by Deputy Prime Minister Cynthia Bradshaw, who is also the Minister of Transport and Works. She was speaking during a Barbados Labour Party St. James North spot meeting, where she endorsed the candidate, Chad Blackman.
Many of you have spoken to me about the street lights. Many of you have said that we have issues in terms of how dark it is in some areas. Well, I have news for you. In a very short time, you will start to see Highway 2A having the erection of solar lights with the assistance from the People's Republic of China, who donated 430 lights to us for Highway 2A. So when they tell you St. James North wants lighting up, let them know that the Barbados Labour Party and Chad Blackman are going to light up St. James North.
Well, candidate Blackman now has a new space where he will deal with matters related to his constituents. Flanked by Prime Minister Mayor Amor Motley, Mr. Blackman officially opened the doors to the new constituency office at Lower Carlton, St. James. Anesta Henry has that story.
Prime Minister, the Honorable Mia Amor Motley, wants Barbados Labour Party candidate for the St. James North constituency by election Chad Blackman to earn the confidence of constituents. She says he must do this through engaging with the people whom he intends to represent in the constituency.
Because I've never seen a ballot box open with votes yet. Every ballot box is empty. And therefore there can be no assumptions about this house is a B, this is a D, this is a G, this is a F. It is about engaging as many people as we can find and being able to put the program.
Candidate Blackman says he will always be available to his prospective constituents, many of whom he says know his number by heart.
And it is not just because I can give it. I believe if I want to put myself before you, you have to be able to reach me. Gorg, who drives me every day, where are you? Jeffrey, he can tell you, boss man, your phone getting off enough, boy. And each time I answer, why? Because people need to reach me because they may have an issue, they may have an opportunity that they want to be helped with, and therefore that must also continue beyond May 21. And I'm confident with your help, obviously God's guidance, that post May 21, I will be the Member of Parliament for this constituency.
Blackman's campaign manager, Deputy Prime Minister Santia Bradshaw, says the office should be seen as a secondary home for constituents.
To be able to get information, for us to be able to create opportunities in the constituency of St. James North, and to be able to allow him to feel the energy of the people in the community, so that when he sits back in Cabinet of Barbados, that he is able to not now just represent a portfolio, but he does so with the interests of the people at heart in St. James North.
The office was blessed by Apostle Dr. Lucille Beard during the proceedings. Anesta Henry, CBC News.
Thanks, Anesta. Well, to sport now, there is a new and exciting meet added to the local track and field calendar. It's the Barbados Grand Prix, set for July the 5th at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. The brainchild of former national athlete Aaron Spencer, who is on as a senior at Baylor University in the U.S., is expected to attract a registration of 108 athletes who will be drafted into teams. Aaron's father, Rupert, is the PRO of the organizing committee.
This team format will be generated from a draft. So basically we're inviting a number of athletes to be part of a draft pool, and then we have a number of individuals who will manage one of 4 teams, and each of those teams will select from the draft pool based on a predetermined way of order of selection, like who gets the first draft, who gets the second draft, and we're going down the line like that. So basically it's a track meet with 4 teams, and the teams will be selected via draft format.
Open to professional athletes, the draft is expected to take place in early to mid-June, as the event is contested over the 100, 200, 400 and 800 meters, the sprint hurdles for both males and females, the long jump and men's shot put. There is also expected to be 3 relay events, the shuttle relay, the 4x4 and 4x1 100 meters. As we hear from Chairman of the committee, Andre Prokop, quite like the International Grand Prix, it carries a purse to the winner, with anyone who breaks a national record gaining an extra 5,000 Barbados dollars.
Each event winner, what we are promising is first prize of $2,000 and then it'll tear down from there for the other places.
Expected to cost around $266,000 to stage, with the seating capacity at the Usain Bolt complex to be expanded, with temporary seating to accommodate around 4,500 people. Of note, the event is not for profit and is to be funded through sponsorship, with any surplus to be donated to the Athletics Association of Barbados. It's 14 past the hour. We're taking a break. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Wake after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons, which will surprise many, is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know
This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
As if everything just off. Rebecca. Where's our son?
Well, that's the gripping work of this exceptional young man to whom I'll be introducing you. His name is Taekwon Neblet. He's a filmmaker. But what a journey he's taken indeed. He studied at the Barbados Community College, has a degree in biology, IT, and what's the other part?
Environmental science.
You see what I mean? And he chose instead to do filmmaking.
Yes.
Why?
I think I always chose to do filmmaking. I remember when I was a kid, I was in my father's DVDs and I watched The Unusual Suspects. Shouldn't have been watching at that age. But I remember being enamored by it and being like, I don't want to be an actor or anything or in front of the camera, but I want to be a part of this. I want to know how to create something like this, especially mystery.
What was the magic that you saw that made you think, I want to unravel all of it so that I understand it and then to be able to myself to do it?
I think the magic of it was, I call it the instinct of storytelling. So I think all of us, or some of us, we all have an instinct or urge to tell a story. And I think mystery, especially at that young age and even at this age now, being this old, I tend to lean more towards that. And I think just I don't want to say manipulating your audience, making people think, oh yeah, it's this person, but it's actually that person. I think that's the best part about writing mystery and even horror movies. Yeah. That's what I would say.
Bring you to the edge and just
yeah, and the suspense and the tension and all that stuff.
Me too. I love that too. We tend to do that here a little bit as well. Visha had more time to be able to do a lot more of it.
Ah, okay.
But here it is. You started with you watched your father's DVDs, got fascinated by it, but then life took you into the Barbados Community College to do something completely different. Why?
I think when you're growing up, I would say it's easier for you to listen to people and what they're saying. And I think a lot at that time, especially doing anything creative around me, I think a lot of people were saying that you need to have a backup plan.
Correct.
You know, you need to always have a backup plan, which is true, I would say, to a certain extent. But if something is your dream and you love to do it, you should do it, you know. And I think I leaned more towards sciences at the time because I loved sciences, I loved history, I loved almost every subject. I had to read a lot. I don't know why, but I did. And I was doing my YouTube channel, making my YouTube videos, telling my own narrative, telling my own stories there on YouTube. And I just had, you know, like I said, biology and all these things as a backup plan. But then when I got to UE, I would say that the gig was up a little bit, the jig was up, and I decided to switch to film finally.
If you're knowing all of what you've just shared with me, how would you describe you inside of you while you were battling this passion for creating your content, at the same time having a similar passion for biology and IT, and just wanted to burst out away from what other people wanted you to be? What was going on inside of you?
I would say turmoil, for sure. And I think I was fighting with, I guess, the idea of having security and the idea of being happy. And lucky enough, I chose to be happy. I'm happy now, thank you. But it was a lot for me, especially at that age, you know, because when you're 16, 17, you're now discovering who you are as a person, you know. And I'm yet at that point in time deciding what I want to do for the rest of my life. So it was a lot, you know. I would definitely say my mother helped me a lot. I think she was mad that I was switching.
I would listen. I was listening to that because I was curious what was that conversation like with Mummy? Because Mummy mothers have a totally different view from what the fathers tend to have about what the child should be.
I think, well, a little about my mother. My mother's actually a writer. She has a book she was supposed to release. I hope she's watching. She has to release. So she's always been a creative person too. But of course, just like me, people are always saying sometimes you need to have a backup plan, you know. So she decided to have a backup plan when she studied psychology at UE. So she understood the way I wanted to switch.
Go ahead, yes.
Yeah, she knew why I wanted to switch, but I think she was just, you know, scared and wanted to make sure that I had some type of security if I was going to do this creative thing, you know. So it took a very long 6-hour conversation to convince her. Yes.
You noted the time.
Yes, because I really loved film, you know, and I really wanted to do it. And my mother has always been my biggest supporter, and I think convincing her was also convincing myself. Like, yo, you should actually go and do this. Like, no one is stopping you. You can worry about security, and if you love this, and if you truly love this art, you will find security through doing it. That's how I would say I thought about it at the time while I was talking to my mother.
Right. And having had that conversation, having come to that conclusion that she says, okay, go ahead, Taekwon, and do what you want to do. You still have to live it day by day. The reality begins to hit you for 6 when you realize, oh my goodness, I have to also consider my inflow of income. I have to consider a whole host of other things because I have expenses. How did you manage that reality when it hit you?
I would say I have been one of the luckiest people in Barbados. Luckily enough, through my internship through at EBCCA, what I will say too, EBCCA, one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I enjoyed every second of being at that school, even the parts that were stressful. I enjoyed because I was, you know, doing what I love. They didn't give me, I would say, the time to think about it because I was so involved in trying to figure out what type of artist I was going to be. And so that was a bit of a distraction, I would say, in a good way. But I also, too, in my second year of art school, I was able to get a job as an editor. So my income was good, you know, and lucky enough to, while I was at UE, I was able to meet my producer and started working on sets here in Barbados commercially, whether it was commercials or short films or anything like that. So I have been blessed, and I would say lucky, you know. And that's all because I decided, okay, I want to do this and I want to follow my dream. So
you talked about happy. You kept saying the word happy.
Yeah.
How do you define happiness?
I would say the feeling that I get when it's like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm writing the script. I don't know how to explain it, but because I think as a writer, I do this thing where I kind of pretend to be the characters, of course, you know, because different characters speak differently. They have different mannerisms. Like, you have to get inside of the character's head in order to actually express it on the page.
Right.
To me, that is where I am my happiest, you know.
But in doing that, at times you have to answer yourself.
Yeah.
You have to come to the other character and answer that character as well. And so, how do you switch?
You are not yourself.
And you're still happy?
Yes, definitely. definitely.
But okay, take me to the start for just a moment. You decide you want to write Palms in the Wind.
Yes.
Go.
Damn, I didn't know this was an exam.
It isn't. It's just a test. Okay, so Palms in the Wind, and this story is to end because it's to be a villain. Some beautiful damsel who is in distress who needs to be rescued. And so you have to now see yourself as the villain, but you also have to see yourself
as the protagonist.
Yes, and all the rest of it.
Yes. And
do you find yourself verbalizing aloud so others can hear?
Yeah, my grandmother hears it all the time. I think she's very entertained by it, being in my room at night. But yeah, you definitely have to. And like I said, the character is not you. So you're responding as like a different person. So a lot of the times you don't even realize that you're doing it. And this is this is something that we have been doing since we were kids. We were playing pretend. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that is kind of what film is and theater. All these things are playing pretend, but as an adult.
And that's when you began to realize I can actually do this.
Yeah, definitely.
It is not as difficult as it was because I'm just connecting with my true self and my childhood character anyway.
Exactly.
And do you feel childish or childlike?
No, I would say childlike more so, I think, but never childish. Given the fact the things that I write usually, they have a lot of, I don't want to say dark themes, but I love a plot twist. And I like to deal with a lot of societal issues through my films.
Right.
So a lot of the times, you know, I'm actually dealing with real issues which are going to be expressed and dissected by real people, my characters.
We'll talk about that a little bit more right after this break.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
Our world today is not the world God wants it to be. One of the reasons which will surprise many is that our planet, its governments, and its peoples are all living under the weight of Satan's rule. From the beginning of mankind's existence to today, human history is the written record of what it means to live under the rule of the devil. Yet that rule is coming to an end, and what a difference that will make.
Every Sunday at 9 a.m. on CBC TV 8, tune in for Tomorrow's World, sponsored by the Living Church of God.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados will love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter series. This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
That's the work of Taekwon Neblet, filmmaker from Barbados. And that's just about 30 seconds or thereabouts of what he can do. He's with me right here. He's one of our exceptional young people. Taekwon, I'm watching that. No words are spoken, but every word is heard as I watch the close-ups. And because film operates in just a little space, relatively small space, the size of a screen, you have to bring all the intensity to that message so that it is felt and understood. How do you go about doing that?
You have to have a relationship with your actors. I try to pride myself as a person that I can get any, I would say, performance that I want from my actors, you know. And a lot of the times that also means that you have to let go sometimes. And there might be a line that your actor is just not getting. And you just ask them a question like, how would you naturally say this, you know? How do you think the character would naturally say this? And we as directors and even people working in crew and costume and all that stuff, we are, I would say, dependent on the actors to bring out that intensity, whatever scene it is. So a lot of the times, I would say, just sitting down and talking to your actors about their personal lives and finding out things that they relate to inside the script, or maybe it might be a situation in the script where they themselves went through, and getting them to channel that. But that also depends on the type of actor too. You got to know what type of technique that they use. Going to EBCCA taught me that there are different types of acting techniques. You know, there are a lot of things that can help you bring that intensity on screen. And then also too, there is the director of photography that's going to be on set, who's going to be behind the camera, and like there are different parts of the crew that help also bring that intensity. Because something can be intense by just how you shoot it. You know, if I take a camera and I put it shooting upwards, what's going to happen? You're going to look bigger, which means you're going to have more presence on screen, which means that you're going to look more powerful on screen. So all these things are small things that we use in film to get us to that point where we can actually communicate the emotions that you're talking about. And it could be intensity, it could be love, it could be sadness, it could be all of these things. You know?
How old are you? 25.
Yeah, I don't seem like 25.
No, because I'm looking at a young face and a man who's as though you have lived so long.
Really? Feel like an old soul?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not also in a bad way.
In a good way.
Also in a very good way, because you talk but the depth that suggests you have experience. And that I think is fantastic.
Thank you.
Because that is a compass that a lot of people are struggling to find. And so you have it. You're a writer, you're a filmmaker, you're a director as well?
Yeah, director, writer. Right now, when I work in commercial jobs, we shot, well, with my producer, shout out to Ryan. I would mostly work in art department, so that's like set design and all that stuff. But right now, I would say what I'm learning, new thing, is actually tech. So working in camera and grip, which is be lighting and stuff. And I would say that my actual end goal is to be the best director in the world, / the Caribbean and all that stuff. But I would say direction more so. But I'm educating myself more so about gear and, like I said, cameras and lighting and all these things, so that I, as a director, I can make it easier for the people behind the camera and the people in front of the camera and stuff like that.
25 years old, you started this little boy just doing nonsense videos on YouTube. I know you're taking the craft very, very seriously.
Yes.
And so what's next in terms of productions for you? For you?
For me? I have been obsessed for the past 3 years since I went to EBCCA. I have been obsessed with Caribbean folklore. So the last shot that you just saw in the movie, it is.
What's that movie called, by the way?
It's called Spotlight. So basically, it's a murder mystery about the Heartman. So let's just say, you know the story about the Heartman. But some people might not know. But it's a murder mystery about the Heartman, and as if the Heartman was a serial killer. And these two detectives, there, they are hunting him down. So in that scene, to give you a bit more context, what's happening, the criminal is actually messing with our protagonist. He sent him a picture of him and his sister at a picnic the day before. So also, like I said, writing those mysteries, but also expanding more in Caribbean folklore. Right now I have 5 episodes written, 5 different Caribbean countries. and it's basically about a folklore story from each country and how it manifests in the 21st century. So we're going to be talking about the Jamaican mermaids, we're going to be talking about the steel donkey, we're going to be talking about the Heartman. We have an episode about Millie gone to Brazil. There's a lot of things that we are working on. And I don't want to say too much because I feel as though I've said
don't spoil the surprise for me, but you've got 5 episodes already done, and this is a series that you're writing.
Yes.
What duration roughly of the episodes?
I would say roughly an hour, but what I want to do also too, I want to release Spotlight again. I want to we're actually in process of rewriting it and also looking for funding so that we can put it all over the Caribbean. Given the fact that all these tariffs on film and stuff is happening now.
You have to take me back to America. You're right.
I think this is the best time for us to really invest in Caribbean film. And I should be able to go and watch a Bajan movie in the cinema. Somebody in Jamaica should be able to do the same thing. I should be able to watch a Jamaican movie in my cinema. I want to definitely put out as much original content as possible. I'm also going to be going back to YouTube. I'm going to be putting out some short narratives on there because I think the biggest problem we have in film a lot of times is that we create films but we send them to film festivals so nobody really sees them sometimes. So I'm going to be putting a lot of narrative shorts on YouTube, some snippets from my bigger movies, some proof of concept so we can get some funding and so you guys can see my Heartman murder mystery eventually.
Can't wait. Look at this one. What's this?
Right. So there was a story that was very popular on the internet called the lamp story. Basically, this guy, he starts this relationship with a girl that he likes a lot, but then he realizes that is actually not real. It's all in his head. He was in a coma and all that stuff. So this was kind of like my twist on it, you know? And I think the story was less about how, I guess, waking up and realizing that your life isn't what it is, but it's actually about how we as men do not take disappointment well. We were never taught to do that. We were taught as soon as you fail, that's it, you know. But this man, he wakes up and he realizes, oh shoot, my life is actually not what it is. And he's gonna experience that same type of disappointment, that same type of dread as anybody would from any type of disappointment. And at the end of the movie, we see him act out in a way that isn't the best, but we see what got him to that point, you know. So that's what that story is really about.
Taekwon, you are so fascinating. Oh my word.
Thank you.
My word. There's so many things I'm dying to ask you. But so you are now completing this series that you're working on.
Yes.
And how many more episodes do you see in the series?
I see it to be, we can have multiple seasons. I think we have so much folklore here. But for now, this first season, I just wanted to focus on one episode. 3 Bajan episodes because Bajan first, always.
Yes.
And then we can add 3 more episodes from different Caribbean countries after that.
Would you consider doing your prequels and so on CBC TV to test the waters? Would you consider that?
Definitely.
I mean, for FREE?
For sure.
I'm speaking your word. I heard him speaking your word. You know, he said for sure. We have it on tape. I'm just easy when I say that. But, you know, it's a discussion that should obtain. I think there is also an audience here on CBC TV8.
Yes, for sure.
And there are thousands of Barbadians who will not go into a cinema. I haven't.
Really?
No.
Wow.
I don't know. I'm not one of those communal people. You know, I don't want to watch amongst everyone. Someone's going to say something that's going to distract me, which will
understand.
Let me do it myself, focus in my own little space, and watch it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Because people consume content in many different
ways. Definitely.
You know, and so I am that kind. What's Jeanette Ford? Is she saying, I'm very impressed by this young man and the passion for movie making. Keep it up because you could become the next Spike Lee. Or another famous someone.
Thank you so much.
So who are some of the famous someones in film and that you admire?
No, especially. I wish you actually went to the cinema recently and watched Sinners. Sinners was great. Ryan Coogler. And one of my favorite directors. When I was younger too, I watched Fruitvale Station. Still one of my favorite movies to this day. Of course.
Have you watched Beat Street?
Beat Street?
Yeah.
Nah. Also Spike Lee, Do the Right Thing.
Correct.
Like amazing
that kind
movie.
Of underground.
Yeah.
Movie. Those are the ones I find sometimes very, very gripping.
Okay.
You know, to just watch how life impacts people and how they push through what was their reality to become better.
Yes.
And I think that's so fascinating to me. So I commend that to you. Take a look at it.
I will.
It's old. It's as old as the hills because I'm as old as the hills. But nonetheless, it's one I think you would find some inspiration from.
Okay, great.
So here you are now. And so you're preparing to complete your series and so to work on some other projects.
Yes.
Your studies are almost finished.
Yeah, I'm graduating in October, so I'm done finally. Yeah.
Praise Jehovah.
Praise Jehovah.
So you're all done. So you're into taking this very, very seriously. And so you see from our social media people, they're very fascinated by what you're doing. And so there is already a building of an audience.
Yes.
And we showcased you here on Mornin Barbados.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Folks, we commend it to you. This is one of our exceptional young people. His name is Taekwon. If you were to go to one, they tend to want to change their names when they become big. Spike Lee, that's not his. I'm sure his mother didn't call him Spike. Have you ever given consideration to what would be your stage name?
Yeah, probably Ashanti, my middle name.
Ashanti?
Yes, all the boys in my family have Ashanti as their middle name. So it's a bit of heritage.
That is your middle name as well then?
Yeah, yeah. And I think that would be like a nice, name, you know.
But you wouldn't want to define yourself differently?
No, I love my family.
You're good with Ashanti.
I'm good with Ashanti.
Go with Ashanti then. No problem. Because John Legend wasn't John Legend until he became big.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
His birth name is not John Legend.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But it's John Legend. You understand?
Yeah.
You get what I'm coming with right there anyway. Go ahead and movie on that. Nonetheless, but Taekwon, thank you very much for coming with us this morning. You're very welcome. In the meantime, we can go on to social media, search for your name.
Yes.
And we get to see a sense on YouTube of what you've been able to do over the years.
Yes.
Because I did this morning, just to get a sense of where your head is. And so there you go. His name is Taekwon Neblet. He's a Barbadian young man. He is graduating from the Arabara Center for Creative Imagination this October. And then world, look out. Look out. Soon to come to CBC TV8. A new series from Taekwon Neblet. We're back in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way. Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone you care about during tough times. Save this number. Lifeline Barbados is just a call away. Remember, you can reach out whenever you need to talk.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
60 minutes now to go to 8 o'clock this weekend, at the Wilder Gymnasium, the Roger Boyce Classic, and much more is happening. And we can't wait to continue reminding you of why you need to get your tickets to be there. We want to fill the gymnasium with all of you because we want you to come out and cheer on, but to witness the very best in Barbados and across the region as well. There are thousands of people who are coming to the island to be a part of this, and we want you to be a part of it as well. Joining me as we take a look further into what's happening this weekend is Shakira Duglin, who is with the PR with the Roger Boyce Classic. Shakira, as always, good to have you.
Good morning, Barbados, and thank you for having me here as well.
We brought some tiny tots. We'll talk to them in just a moment. But you know, let's talk a little bit more about preparation. Are you ready?
We are absolutely ready. We are so excited. There's actually more on my plate, but somehow I'm carrying it well.
Because you can.
Well, yes, my capacity has grown so much every single year, and it also grows my excitement, because once you see the growth and the product of your work every time and the possibilities, you're able to do more.
Yeah, I mean, and we in Barbados have been known to doing well with the Roger Boyce Classic indeed. And so this weekend, walk us through again what we can expect, dates and times and so forth.
Definitely. It will be an absolute spectacle, because first of all, for the IFBB Pro World Cup, we are now attracting the top 3 in the world across the board. They have to qualify to be here. So we have more professional athletes that are top tier athletes that you would have never seen anywhere else. You would have to travel to see them. They're coming here in Barbados. They're staying at Dover Beach Hotel, having a fabulous time. So in addition to those persons being here, we have our amateur athletes. And in addition to that, we're having the children's fitness and a growing category of children's fitness. And we've added to that with children's bodybuilding with the talent we have locally.
Wow, and that's why these 2 young ladies are here, right?
Yes, yes.
Good morning to you, Shekinah Appleweight. How are you doing?
Morning, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. That is sweet. You have a lovely little smirk on your face. I like that. You're a cute little girl. What are you doing on the weekend?
I'm doing
bodybuilding. Bodybuilding?
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about preparing yourself for bodybuilding.
How you want me to explain?
So you're getting ready for it. So all the while, now, you're eating differently. What are you doing?
Exercising.
Exercising. What are your strong points that you want to show to the judges when you do your bodybuilding routine?
Biceps.
All right, show me your biceps if you don't mind. Ah, girl, you tiny. You're back in sport. Have you seen mine? Have you seen mine? This is what you call biceps, right?
Yeah, she has a favorite pose, actually. You can let them know what your favorite
really,
pose
what's your favorite pose?
Front double bicep.
So that is like this?
Yes. And you have to come on Saturday to see it in its full glory. She's actually the champion from the Mr. and Miss Schoolboy last year, November 15th.
Congratulations. So you are already a winner.
Yes, please.
You're already, what time are you on stage?
This Saturday at 3 o'clock.
At 3?
We begin with children's fitness and children bodybuilding.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
And you're all prepared, right?
Yes, please.
She's representing St. George Primary.
That's where you go to school?
Yes,
St. George Primary. You just did the examination?
Yes, please.
You okay? You okay? You okay? She's okay. Good. And Yasmin, I remember you. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Are you also ready for competition?
Yes, please.
Good girl. So, tell me what you've been doing so you get ready for competition.
Well, I have been working out, as she said, and eating more.
And eating more. Have you been pushing weights? Not really.
Not really.
You're just making sure that you're fit.
Yes.
And you can't wait to get on stage as well on Saturday to compete.
Yes, please.
You hoping to win? Do you think you can win?
Yes.
You know you're sitting next to a champion, right?
Yes.
That doesn't scare you?
No.
At all?
No.
And you're 8 years old, I believe, right?
Yes.
How old are you?
11.
11. She is 11, so she's miles older than you.
Yes, I know.
And you think you can... Are you competing with her?
I don't think so.
You don't... I would love to see you compete with her, to see if you can beat her. I dare you. What's your strong point?
I think it will be my back double bicep.
What? Back double biceps. So the double biceps, and then you turn your back to the judges.
Yes, yes.
And how do you know that's your best feature?
Well, I like to show my back.
You're too sweet. You like to show your back. And therefore, when they see your back double biceps, then you know you're a winner, right?
Yes.
All right. And that's what they're expected to do as well.
Yes, definitely. They have to go through the mandatory poses. I mean, when you think about bodybuilding, you think about the gentleman doing the front double bicep, the lat spread, the side tricep, side chest. These kids have to go through that process as well. Yes, in children's bodybuilding. And we have a huge group from the St. George Primary School. I think they reference themselves as the St. George Lions. I could
Yeah?
be wrong. Yes. So she's going to be absolutely representing them, as she's also ahead of the persons that would have come on board recently. I would have been at this school last week Friday. They do have a bodybuilding club. Can you
Nice.
imagine that? When I was aware of children's bodybuilding a few years ago, we would have known about the prominence of St. Paul's Primary and
Right.
certain primary schools. But now we have St. George Primary coming along. We have so many other athletes that will be at the venue. I'll give you some names as well. So we have Zalani Messiah, Micah Codrington, Cassidy Coward, Amani Herbert, Trishawn Cumberbatch, Tyree Cumberbatch, Jaden Phillips, Caleb Callender, Morlan King, Tyreke Cumberbatch, a combination of boys and girls present on the stage. And one of the incredible things that I love to see is, even in their amateur mindset and perspectives, they're very excited. They're picking up the moves well. They're training, they're eating, and if we're having that conversation about health and wellness and fitness, they're picking up that attitude. They're disciplined. We do have more kids on the stage. We have one child.
Just wait a minute. So what I'll do, we'll
Yes.
come back and we'll talk some more about that right
Yes.
after this break, all right? So more in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way. There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist,
This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
We only have 8 or so minutes left with these young ladies in here, and these are young women who are going to be a part of the upcoming classic on the weekend at the Village Gymnasium. Their competition starts at 3, and so we all have to be there. Shakira Douglas is the public relations officer with the Boyce Classic, indeed. And so Shakira, I was asking you in the break, I really want you all to hear the answer. I asked Shakira, how is it you can look at little tiny thoughts and assume muscle definition? And you said?
I said that once children are playing and they're involved in several activities, it could be sport or just general play, you're able to see their tone and development very prominently as compared to maybe a more sedentary child that maybe they remain seated or they just play a lot of video games and so on. Like, for example, Yasmin has a history in badminton, which would be an upper body sport.
Right.
So she will demonstrate development in her shoulders naturally. A child that runs track and field would demonstrate definition in their legs, or even have a really awesome core. If a child is in martial arts, they will have an overall defined package. Even wrestling, I know you had a group here earlier. We do have kids that we have to reach out to shortly from wrestling who are interested, and they will have a more defined package overall because of their techniques and what it requires. They have no choice but to have that development.
So you can actually see it?
You can definitely see it.
Okay.
So when you come to the show and you see Shekinah do her front double bicep, and she sticks that track and field leg out,
Ooh.
you're going to see some details in her legs, okay? And the same for Yasmin. When she turns to her back, you actually see some muscle in her shoulders, right? So it's going to be very clear.
That is beautiful. And you said there's a combination of boys and girls on the screen. And Patricia Bennett is saying, I'm so very proud of our exceptional young people. They're very interesting and excited to engage in conversation. Keep it up. So she's wishing you well as well. So boys and girls on stage on the weekend.
Yes.
And so what age categories are we going to be seeing in the children's section?
So for the children's fitness, there are categories based on age. So it goes as low as 5 years old. We do have some 5-year-olds in this event, yes. So 5, 6, they would pair up. Between 7, 8, and 9, depending, they pair up. And then you have 10, 11, 12s, they go together, and above that age range, they go together. So you will not find teenagers standing
with Yasmin,
exactly.
Because
so
Yasmin will beat them.
we also have 16-year-old and 7-year-old children on that stage who will not compete next to Shekinah, for example. So they are categories. But overall, once you see them all on stage, you'll be able to see their growth. Some of them who would have competed before in a prior event, just continuing their journey.
You were about to tell me some other names.
Yes, I was. Yes, we have a combination of children from different backgrounds that include gymnastics. Gymnastics, they will be involved in the children's fitness aspect of this event, where they have a flow routine similar to the exercise in gymnastics. So those names are Aaron Small, Elena Ticknor, Aria Howell, Aria Bino, Lauren Hines, and Janika Stevenson. And over time, these children are playing around with each category as well. They're at the best age to try anything. And being exposed at this age is the best thing for them.
Yeah, because they're fearless.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
As we get older, we become a lot more afraid.
We kind of judge ourselves harshly. Yes, we do. We're harder on ourselves.
Yeah.
So I think at this age where they have, the horizon, they can go as far as they want to go. I think the more they're exposed, the better it will be for them, especially in any sport. Having that experience on the meet level, match level, stage level, the more you do it, the better you're able to execute. And we just want to offer them that opportunity.
Yeah, but this is going to be really fantastic, everybody. It's Saturday at 3 at the Wilde Gymnasium. You have to be there to give support to these young ladies. We have a champion already in Shekinah Applewhite. She is in under 13 category. She goes to St. George Primary, and they're bringing a whole contingent of lionesses to be a part of it indeed as well. So we want you to come and support that. And Yasmin Eastman, she too is a champion. She's playing badminton as well. And so are you looking forward to your badminton championship?
Yes.
You will win, right? And then pow, one set in the back will come out. Well done indeed, Yasmin. Well done to both of you young ladies. And Shakira, as always, thank you so much for coming in and reminding us why this is such an exciting sport and why we need to come and lend our full support to the teams as well. Thank you.
We also appreciate all the support from the Barbadians, the parents, the teachers. We have the coaches from the St. George Primary, Aquaflex Club, Tumblebugs. Everyone involved, BTMI, we have this National Sports Council, everyone who's involved in making any of this possible, we thank you.
We're coming back in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund. Financing education the easy way.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Before I go, just to remind you that Q in the community is on today. It is on today. It is Q Day. It is Thursday. And Q in the community, it will be held at Le Chalet Gardens at Freya Pilgrim in Christchurch. Of course, keep listening to Q 100.7 FM. The folks there will share with you just where it is and how to get there. As usual, you go to gate number 1 at the Granville Williams Terminal, or what we call the Fairchild Street Terminal. Gate number 1, you can take the Q bus to the location, Le Chalet Gardens, Freya Pilgrim in Christchurch. After all, it is indeed Q Day. I see that Joanne and the Mr. Blood, I suppose, that's telling me that they'll be there today. So just come and engage with Joe and Blood, and they'll entertain you as it goes as well. So it is at Le Chalet Gardens, Freya Pilgrim in Christchurch. That is it for us today. We thank you so much for keeping us company as well. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And the little crew says to all of you, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.